Okay, in this clip, we are talking certified hemp seed and taking an inside look at the legal landscape surrounding hemp genetics. So, the commercial hemp industry has suffered growing pains since 2018, to say the least. Prices for hemp biomass and crude CBD oil were erratic due to a spike in production. Farmers struggled to meet federal total THC standards, and underwhelming first year yields occurred because of harvest challenges. On top of the volatility of a young market and the challenges that come with cultivating hemp, stakeholders are presented with yet another challenge, namely, ensuring they purchase pure genetics. Production and distribution of high quality hemp seed is fundamental to high quality seed in general is fundamental to modern agricultural systems. Certified seed, if available, should be a first choice for any farmer because certified seed preserves genetic purity. The genetic purity of seeds, which means the percentage of contamination by seed or genetic material or other varieties or species, contribute to overall seed quality. Now, genetic purity of seed stock is important to ensure that growers, processors, and consumers receive the crop varieties and products that they expect. Now we have the Federal Seed Act, the FSA, and the FSA requires seeds to meet certain germination rates, purity, and certification standards. The FSA designates member agencies of the Association of Official Seed Certifying Agencies, also known as AOSCA, to manage each state's seed certification process. Now, together, the FSA and AOSCA standards provide the framework to create genetically pure seed, then to systematically produce that seed at a reasonable cost. When the legal cultivation of hemp was introduced under the 2014 Farm Bill, states created their own, quote, certified seed standards through their departments of agriculture. Now, here the state's goal was to help farmers identify hemp seed that would work well in their geographic areas. Certified seed to state lawmakers means that a seed will produce a crop with less than 0.3 total THC. But certified under the Federal Seed Act and AOSCA framework simply means the seed is a genetically pure seed with a certain varietal identity, not necessarily a seed characterized by its total THC percentage. Do you see the difference there? Now, despite the state's well-placed intent, the state's focus on total THC rather than the crop's progeny misleads purchasers every single day in the hemp industry. A farmer could purchase a seed advertised as certified, in this case meaning the seed tested at less than 0.3% total THC content, and that farmer could believe the seed is certified based on its genetic purity under the FSA AOSCA framework. As a result, the farmer could obtain an unworkably contaminated, quote, certified seed, but certified seed under the FSA AOSCA framework does not guarantee any specific total THC level in hemp crops grown from that seed. Now, in 2015, AOSCA adopted industrial hemp standards, which does not address total THC content. Now, total THC testing results during past growing seasons can provide useful info for sure about how a variety may perform in the future, but the term certified hemp seed should not be used arbitrarily. By law, the term certified seed means seeds certified by a seed certifying agency for the purpose of maintaining genetic purity and identity, not necessarily in regard to maintaining its certain THC percentage. Now, there's another problematic trend in the hemp industry, and that is when states do not require hemp seed certification at all. Some of these states include Michigan, California, Oregon, Nevada, Arizona, and Virginia. Now, without a seed certification program in place, the market could become flooded with unstable genetics. These standards, or lack thereof, do not support the industry's long-term economic and agronomic viability. An unregulated seed market, as exists in these states, stifles industry growth, as seasoned farmers would probably not grow crops with unstable genetics. The inherent risks associated with any new crop can be minimized by making sure seed purchases are certified by an AOSCA seed certifying agency under the federal framework. Suitable hemp seed and genetics are of utmost importance to the industry. Buyers of hemp seed, you must be vigilant in your seed source selection. Now, without seed certification regulations in place, first-time hemp farmers are at a greater risk of cultivating non-compliant crops because of the genetic variability of an unproven market. Now, since the entire hemp CBD industry is only entering its third year of full legality, industry experts say that hemp-based horticultural practices are still imprecise and largely anecdotal. Instead of corporate seed banks with highly specific varietals, hemp farmers really can only rely on online sellers and word of mouth. So here's the problem. We have two different standards of what certified seed means in the hemp industry. Now, I propose two solutions to this problem. Number one, first, by law, producers of seed should only be allowed to use the Federal Seed Act and AOSCA certified hemp seed. Otherwise, we risk establishing really a buyer beware market and disrupting the supply chain at its root. Only 4 states require producers to use federal seed and AOSCA certified hemp seed. That is Kentucky, Montana, North Dakota, and Rhode Island. Now, the second change I propose to alleviate this problem and hopefully make the industry of hemp more sustainable: states that created their own seed certification standard, not based on genetic purity, but rather based on total THC content, should consider revising or terminating their programs entirely. I think with these two changes in place, farmers, seed dealers, and subsequent purchasers would know they are obtaining certified seed based on genetic purity and varietal identity, and not a guaranteed total THC percentage. But these changes still leave unanswered questions. First, farmers still want seed that will produce a crop with less than 0.3% total THC, because that's the standard under the 2018 Farm Bill that differentiates hemp from marijuana, that differentiates a crop and a Schedule I controlled substance. However, hemp cultivation is so variable. It really is based on the crop's geography. A seed that might produce a compliant crop in one bioregion could produce a non-compliant crop in another. In other words, the same seed used in one state, which produced crops with total THC concentrations less than 0.3% THC, can also produce crops with total THC percentages of more than 0.3% when cultivated in a different state. Now, it could be viable to have a certification process in place where, let's say, under certain conditions and standard operating procedures, a seed could consistently produce a crop with a certain total THC content. But seed selection and development are so region-specific, especially with this crop, that setting one national standard for seed certification seems impracticable. So I'm looking forward to learning more about hemp seed genetics and watching the industry grow, but right now this is a problem that exists in the industry. Farmers, especially first-time hemp buyers, makes up a pretty significant amount of the industry, don't know if they're buying certified seed under the federal framework or under the state's framework, and really what does that mean? So I urge farmers to reach out to an attorney or reach out to a reputable hemp seed company and ask them, hey, what does certified seed mean in this circumstance? Does it mean I'm going to get a seed with less than 0.3% THC? Or am I getting a seed that is pure in terms of its genetic profile? What is the cannabinoid profile? So those are just two things that farmers should look out for when buying certified hemp seed.